Day 37. So, I'm going to be reading my journal entries aloud now. I feel like it'll provide a nice springboard for a conversation to arise. Something I've been really thinking about is just leaving my phone at home when I go out. I think making that active effort to live away from modes of instant communication would be healthy. But I don't want this just for health, but to live different, to really work for connections that matter more. It makes me aware of how my time is used and how I invest my attention. Or, as our moms and grandparents would say, it's that damn phone. Um, yeah, I really feel like just growing up in the internet and digital age has really made me comfortable with having instant gratification, instant communication, just always being coddled by the fact that I can have an answer readily available at my fingertips. And I want to remove that so that I can really feel comfortable being free, not knowing. You know, there is this TikTok I saw earlier today. I'm on lunch break, and it was talking about how doom scrolling or just scrolling as a whole has replaced rumination and has, in a way, it's not commodified, but it's digitized another aspect of the human experience, right? Our memory isn't as good as it was compared to previous generations because we can always have a device to remember for us. But we're doing that with every aspect of ourselves. And we see this in its pinnacle with AI and AI art, our very creativity and that type of expression, the human expression, trying to be digitized in a way that is inhuman, based upon humanity. But when it comes to rumination and just letting your mind sit and think in the quietness and isolation, I feel like a lot of us try to teach ourselves this through meditation, to get comfortable in silence, but it's a aspect of everyday life that I feel like we are becoming more and more disconnected to. And it's hard to break away from it. You have to, you know, while I was drawing, I was literally listening to music the whole time. But it's like, I don't need music. I'm addicted. I like finding new music. I like finding new, because it brings me dopamine. But what I have before me is good enough. I love the music that I've already found. I should take the time to listen to it again and really understand the artistry before me. You know, Diving deeper into consumerism and just consuming over and over and over again, it's taking away my ability to appreciate what's before me. Right after I saw that TikTok talking about how we've replaced rumination with scrolling, and our appreciation has been replaced with another form of constant consumption, put my phone down and just sat in the summer sun, surrounded by these brick buildings in a little office area. I looked at the trees in front of me and some of the dragonflies that went by. Saw the bushes on the ground. Saw how the slight breeze went through them. And I felt the quietness and the peace. It's something that I'm really comfortable with and I'm really happy to have. But that noise, that chaos, that disruption is something that I've taught myself to find comfort in. And it's like I have to push myself to go against that, to find the comfort in just existing. And I know I talk a lot about like, oh, we need to just be and just be ourselves, but like it's hard to do that genuinely, right? Especially when you take social media as an example. You're being shown hundreds of people a day, people you'll never see again, most likely. And they're all living their own lives, having the peaks and falls, however they may be living, but they're expressing themselves to what you would like to think is their fullest as well. But it's meaningless. I mean, everything is meaningless, but like it is. You know, when you sit there to choose and consume someone else's creation, like, is it really being done in a manner that is allowing you to appreciate the life that went into it? Or is it consumption is just another means of escaping life? You know? There's the two different aspects. And like, something that's been really important to me lately is to understand, not just to understand, but to create more than I consume, no matter how that makes itself apparent. Because all forms of creation are their own type of art. But like, it's so easy to consume now, right? Just even asking a question on ChatGPT that kills like what, 10 trees. That's insane. The unimaginable violence that we can commit at the tips of our fingers has drastic consequences that we cannot comprehend still. And to make the effort to try and walk away from that now, I feel like is only a benefit. To try and build a life of sustainability that really has value, right? Because we look at society, we look at the economies, and it is all based upon an assumption of what we value, right? Because the general populace, we would, someone might crucify me, but a lot of people would like to say that the average consumer really has a say in what is considered valuable to its fullest effects. But I genuinely just don't think that's the case. You know, you're fed these hyper consumerist and over consuming ideals to say that you should be satisfied to these external things and trinkets that you're being sold, you know. Oh, get the new clothing, get your new Labubu or whatnot, and you'll feel more satisfied as an individual. But it does not affect your needs in the manners that will help you. You know, our economy isn't built upon satisfying one's needs, but searching for infinite profit in a finite place. So where does it get this extra profit after you've been divided so heavily? And continues to divide you to an even deeper extent, suffocate you even more, make you pay for the air you breathe and the water you drink. Because it needs to extract more wealth out of you somehow, even if you're struggling. It doesn't matter how it may occur. So yes, our mom is right. It is because of that damn phone. Because you're disconnected from life and what you need as an individual. Because every time you look in the phone, you're removing yourself from being able to truly reflect, even though you're always looking at a mirror. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.